Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because why? Another day above the doggone dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. All right. Happy Saturday to every single last one of y'all. And something just kind of was slipping through the cracks while we are all staring at a buffering last night. I think the theme for the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was buffering, and there was a lot of it. We're going to talk about that in a second, because I got to get something off my chest about that fight or about that event in general. Okay. And of course, we got some updates, some very interesting updates revolving around the diddler. Prosecution is saying some things, and that audio could be true. That could it be real? I don't know, but it's some wild-ish. Let's keep it a bean. So please do me a favor. Man, the news just keep on nosing, and we're here for it. So we're going to talk about it. And I appreciate every single last one of y'all that are out here watching this, because this is big news. This is very, very big deal, because you want to know why? This may mean that there's no chance of him getting out of jail. That this fourth attempt on him trying to get bond, this bail appeal that he keeps on refiling, going, you know what I mean? He keeps on adding, but I'll do this, but I'll do that. Nothing's going to work. If any of this is true, bail appeals are gone, baby. Okay, so do me a favor before we get into everything. Hit that like button down below. Did you like that? That made me think of Johnny Gill. Okay? No. You know Johnny Gill. You know what I'm talking about, Johnny Gill. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the Johnny Gill. Okay? Just listen to one of his songs. All right? But let's get into this. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, please, and thank you. Crush that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you like the throwback, if you like the callback to some Johnny Gill, you know what I mean? No. You know Johnny Gill. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Please hit that follow button on all those platforms. If you're on those things, show some love. Subscribe over here on this main channel. Go to my secondary channel, which is crucial, because there's a lot of things I'm talking about on the second channel that don't even see the light of day on the main channel. So make sure you go over there and subscribe to the Pascal Show clips. Please and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. If you like being entertained and getting the information all in one fell swoop, please hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support the channel. You can support even further by going to my Patreon. Also, my locals. I got Patreon and locals. All right? Same thing, locals.com/The Pascal Show, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, I got that merch, pascalmerch.com. Trust me, you're going to want to get your hands on some of this merch. We got some really great Christmas sweaters and graphic tees all day long. So go get yourself some, because all that stuff is up for grabs right now as we speak. Also, the other thing I do want to say is I am raising a little bit of money for my holiday special that I am putting together right now as we speak. So please go check out my GoFundMe. The link is down below in the description box. Show some love if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. All right. But we got to get into some things, guys. We got things to talk about, and there's a lot that has been going on. And of course, on TikTok, if you can, I got a a goal of a couple roses up above here. So all y'all on the TikTok, show some love and some support, because I know I'm giving you guys your morning coffee or your evening drink right now of information. See, I could be Shakespearean. I could be poetic as well. Okay, I could drop bores. Like I said, I'm giving you coffee. I'm giving you the coffee, your coffee of information, or your cocktail of information. You see what I did there? It's not bars. It's terrible. But at the same time, I need to work on it. But still, I'm giving you some information. And the information is this. Sean Diddy Combs is trying to obstruct justice from jail. Now, I'm not really that surprised. I'm going to be real. I'm not that surprised. This is what prosecutors are saying. Now, I'm hoping that they have hard evidence. That is not just an assumption. That they're just, shooting from the hip. Also, I'm hoping that they're not just relying on this audio that allegedly got put out here, which we're going to hear in a second. Yeah, I want you to stop and get rid of all the pizza boxes. Nah, son, this is not the time to be talking on phones. Also, let the producers know about the release of that Netflix movies coming out sooner than we thought. Get rid of all the plastics. The fuck? What is he saying there? The other thing is it real? Does it mean that that audio is real? Because it sounds like AI, in my personal opinion. It really does. It's like you type in Chat GPT, make audio sound like Sean Diddy Combs. Enter. And they're like, yeah, yeah. I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes and get rid of all the plastics. Nah, Dad, what you gonna do now, Dad? Now that you are locked up, what you gonna do now? Nah, none of that. We ain't gonna talk about none of that, son. What is going on with this world? You can't tell me that's real. I don't know if that's real. I can't answer that. But now that question's resurfacing again. And that audio, I'm sure, is going to resurface again because of what they're saying and what they're claiming in new documents that were filed late last night. Not kidding. Prosecutors are saying that he's tampering with witnesses. He's harassing witnesses. He's also tampering with a potential jury. And he's all doing this from jail. In fact, he's also doing this, allegedly, he's using phones in jail to reach out to other people. By the way, let me just say this. Have I not been saying that? I'm angry when I start talking real quiet and real close. Like I'm getting real close to the camera now and I'm being like, let me tell you something. Did I not say that no matter what, even if he's locked up or if he's out there free breathing in this freedomer, that he would be out talking, trying to reach out to some of his minions, some of his cohorts, trying to harass and tamper with witnesses and victims? Did I not say that? Did I not say that? Now pass the Grey Poupon on. Now listen, guys, I've been saying this for a minute. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can lock him up. You can set him free. In fact, keep him locked up because you can watch every single thing that he does. But he's allegedly using burner phones in jail through other cellmates or through other, people who are incarcerated right now. And allegedly reaching out to people and saying, hey, I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We knew this was going to happen, whether he's locked up or he's out. But I will say this. If he's locked up, they can monitor, try at least, to monitor everything that he does. If he's home, he can have those in-person conversations a lot easier with friends and family members that are calling other people. So we already knew this was going to happen. But it's very interesting that he actually got, allegedly, let's just say this, allegedly got caught. But ain't that something, y'all? Ain't that something? And you also got to remember, he's out there in prison, in jail. And there's all these people that do believe, I'm sure, because they all are on the same team I'm innocent bracket. Every single last one of those people that are in jail, for the most part, 98% of them are all believing that they did no wrong, when most of the time 97% of them did the wrong, right? So they're all in the I am not guilty camp. I'm innocent. They got the wrong guy bracket. They're all in the same camp together, the same summer camp. So of course you're going to have people who, when he gets in there, they're like, yeah, what's up? What's up, Diddy? What's up, man? How you doing, King? We appreciate what you've been doing for the community and for the culture. You feel me? Like, we already know that he's already going to have people that are going to be kissing his butt. We already know that while he's locked up. So it's easy for him to go to somebody and go, yeah, let me get that phone. I got some phone calls to make. You really don't think that they're treating him, for the most part, like royalty in there? He's mother-loving Diddy. His superstardom has not fully faded away yet. Let's keep that a bean. Maybe a long time until people are looking at him as just Sean. But for a long time, people are going to be looking at him as P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, whatever the hell you want to call him. And they're all going to think and believe that he's innocent because they're all in the same camp together. Ain't that something? So we do have the documents. We're going to be looking at that here shortly. But I do want to, I do want to look at this article, because it gives us like a summary of everything. But I am going to play this audio one more again, because I'm quite curious. Does this mean that this ish is real?
I entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes.
So again, get rid of all the pizza boxes. This is Albania just said, this is real. To me, this sounds fake. And until I hear from prosecution or from whoever, I'm going to sit here and go, I'm going to side-eye the hell out of this. I'm sorry, not sorry. Let me just play a little bit more. We're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes.
Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. What the f*** is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. Nah.
It just feels like he's talking slow. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the pizza boxes. Have you heard from Jay yet? What the hell's going on with that mother lover? It just seems so fake. It seems so fake, but that's just me. But isn't it very bizarre and very odd that now prosecutors are saying that he's trying to obstruct justice from jail, tampering with witnesses, tampering with victims, also, he has a plan allegedly, which is very interesting too, if you think about it, because the timing is very interesting. You look at the timeline of everything, it does make sense. So let me explain. They say tampering with witnesses, tampering with potential jurors, with a whole campaign marketing campaign that is going to be done by his family so that he can get back in the good graces of the general public by putting out things about Diddy that make him look like a good guy again. And haven't you noticed, don't you remember, right around his birthday time, his son went on to his Instagram and said, hey, yeah, we're going to be taking over his Instagram page. We're just going to be putting up the good times, putting up clips of family stuff, of things that he's done in the past, you know, just to spread some more positivity. The video of him calling them on his birthday while they were singing him happy birthday while he was locked up in jail, and Love sitting there trying to eat the cake because that was cute as hell. I mean, that wasn't planned or anything, but it was cute as hell, right? They're saying that they're trying to use those things to manipulate the public into thinking, well, maybe he didn't do all this stuff. That he's using his kids and his people to manipulate, harass, and tamper with things before this trial even starts. And he's doing all of this while being locked up in jail. Again, now, if any of this is true, Diddy is going to be locked up until the verdict. If any of this is true. And the sad part of it is that he cannot entertain anything. He can't be on phone calls being stupid and saying stuff if he's saying stuff that could be incriminating. He has to be on his P's and Q's. He has to be a freaking saint while he's behind bars. And I get it. The family, and you never know. Maybe the family is doing what they're doing out of the kindness of their heart because they feel that he is innocent and that it's just, again, the man trying to take this man down. So they're going, well, we just want people to know that he's a good man and there's good things about Diddy, right? Could it all just be a misunderstanding? And prosecution is just grasping at straws, trying to move the goalpost so that he stays locked up? I don't know. It's very interesting, but let's take a look at this article, shall we? So it says Sean Diddy Combs has reached out to prospective witnesses and influence public opinion from jail in a bid to affect potential jurors for his upcoming STing trial. We've got to use these code words. Prosecutors claimed in a court filing urging a judge to reject his latest bail request. The government's accusations were made in a Manhattan federal court filing late Friday that opposes. So during the fight, during the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson buffering fight, they filed this. Crazy. So filed late Friday night that opposes that Diddy, his latest $50 million bail proposal. So they're saying hell to the no. They say a bail hearing, of course, is scheduled for next week, which we will be watching with bells on. Trust and believe that day will be Diddy Watch for sure. And that's on the 22nd, if I'm correct, of November. So next Friday, everything's going down for his bail appeal hearing for the fourth time. Prosecutors wrote that a review of recorded jail calls made by Combs shows he has asked family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses and has urged them to create narratives, quote unquote narratives, to influence the jury pool. Indeed. So they're saying that they listen to these things. They listen to these things. And he literally is saying stuff like, I need to get rid of all the pizza boxes. Or something that he might just say, I need you to call a such and such person Here's her number. I need you to call her to see if she can change her story real quick. Give her an offer she can't refuse. Godfather, whatever it may be. He used code words or he said it blatantly out there. I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes. And it's recorded. Let me just say this really quick, because I know some people be like, nah, man. Nah, they just trying to take the man down, man. They're trying to take the black man down. This is recorded. Let me say that again. This is recorded. Jail calls. Do you realize that every phone call that is made going out of these jails are all recorded? So if they went through all of them, so if they went through all that audio, all those phone calls, and it's not like him just saying, hi, the kids, hi, the baby mamas. Yeah, I'll talk to my financial advisor about the car note. I ain't got nothing to do with that right now. I'm locked up. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm living. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this case, but we'll figure it out. Have you talked to my lawyer? When is he supposed to be coming in? All right, bet. Okay, I love you. Hopefully I'll see y'all soon. I'll stay strong. I'm trying to stay strong. It's just really hard out here. All right. Peace. That's it. Nothing incriminating there. Very simple conversation. That's what should be happening. But apparently he being dumb. So he's out here saying things that he shouldn't be saying on these phone calls because he thinks he's that untouchable. It's insane, y'all. He really believes he's that untouchable. Let's continue. But let me repeat that one more time. Prosecutors wrote that a review of recorded jail calls made by Combs shows he has asked family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses and has urged them to create quote unquote narratives to influence the jury pool. Okay. They say he also has encouraged marketing strategies to sway public opinion. Remember, kids took over his Instagram account. How did they find out the password? Through his assistant? He had to okay that. It's not like they're going to be like, we're just going to take it over. No, he had to sit there and go, yeah, yeah. Go ahead and take that. The password is JLo freak off 99. Just saying. The password is raw hard-boiled eggs 69. Yeah, go ahead and put out anything you can. Somebody had to get his password and get the okay so that they could post all the old things of him. Why would they do that? To try to put out there that he's a good man and he's done a lot of good things in this world. That's exactly what they're doing. And you got to remember, too, every single last person that is possibly going in there as a juror, there's a good potential situation where all the people that walk in as a potential juror know who he is, or at least knows about this crime or about this trial and why he's locked up. Think about it. Think about it for like 2 seconds, y'all. So, of course, this potentially could be rocking or messing with a potential future jury for sure. But I also will say this as well. I mean, I also will say this, though, too. It's the same with all the media that's putting out all the content, all the updates, all the things that are going on, all the stuff that has been out here, all the people that are speaking out as well. But at the same time, those victims should be able and allowed to speak out and tell their truth, for sure. It's his problem. It's his bed. He made in it. Or he made it. He should lie in it, right? So when it comes to this, He's already been putting out a narrative for a long time. Has he not? And we all ate it up. We all believed the hype, like the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. We all believed the hype, and we fell for that ish again. Sorry, I'm just going to put my 2 cents in right now. That fight was trash. We basically wasted hours of our day. There's 2 good fights, the 2 middle fights, the fight with Serrano and the fight with Barrio. All right, those were 2 decent fights. The Serrano fight was good. But at the end of the day, all we saw was Jake Paul pay a legend to come out so that they can play scrimmage. Sorry, that was a waste of time. But that's the thing. We put out that whole thing, that they put out that whole hype. It's this smoke and mirrors. And then as soon as the event actually happens, what the hell happened? Nothing. Now, I'm not expecting Jake Paul. I appreciate what Jake Paul did at the end. Like, he didn't, because he could have taken him out. He really could have. Mike Tyson was winded. He was done. He was tired. He's 60. Well, 58. But, he's older. But they could have done that on their own time. They could have streamed that on YouTube, had a good time, did a little scrimmage. Not this whole spectacle of smoke and mirrors and making us all like excited about stuff. It was stupid. Sorry. It was a waste of time. And I'm upset because even Mike Tyson, who's a freaking legend, he should not have been in that ring. Not at all. Not like that. That's how you're going to go out? That's how he's going to go out? Nah, I'm not for it. That, and someone who still loves the sport and the art of boxing. I love that sport. Seeing that really aggravated me and broke my heart because it just turned into a sideshow. But I will tell you, I was one of those people that was really hyped and really looking forward to seeing Mike Tyson knock the hell out of Jake Paul, and it didn't happen. And then something in me, something settled in me that made me feel some type of way. I started feeling sad. Because you got to look at somebody with a legacy so big. Mike Tyson, not Jake Paul. You look at somebody with a legacy so big, and now it's gone down to him being a sideshow act for a YouTuber. And I'm not sitting here saying that Jake Paul doesn't have hands. He does. But he has not seen a real fight. But at the same time, you got a team, or a sport that is dwindling. Boxing is dwindling. Yes, they need a face, a name, somebody who's going to just, catapult the sport back up again. But at the same time, you can't go reaching back to 30 years ago to people who were in their prime 20, 30 years ago and expect them to train, get back all up into it, to fight like that, at that level like they used to when they were in their 20s and early 30s. There's no way. So sorry for the left turn, but that just aggravated the hell out of me, and it made me sad. It made me really, really sad, because that's not how Mike Tyson should be going out. Mike Tyson should have gone out on the last fight the last good fight that he ever had, and moved the F on. That was a sideshow, an absolute sideshow. While we all, even myself, I'm going to be real, even myself was fooled. I'm sitting there going, oh, and it's all freezing and stuff. And another thing, shout out to Antonio Brown. I watched the whole doggone thing on his live. Antonio Brown had his live on. from like he was in like a nice little spot, and he was just his partner was screenshot and shooting the jumbotron, right? And I was just watching the fight on my phone like this because Netflix was bugging, straight up tripping, asking me if my internet's okay. My internet was fine. So yeah, it was bad and frustrating. Bad and frustrating. So if he's going to fight somebody, go fight somebody that's actually a fighter, not somebody who's retired that you're pulling back out for like some sort of legacy novelty act. Let the man just, do his podcast, smoke his herb, and be happy. Sorry. But I just had to get that off my chest because that aggravated the hell out of me. We're going to continue on with this, but that just angered me. Thank you, Caprice. I will look into that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I will look into that for sure. Tipsy, real quick. Thank you so much for gifting one membership. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Whoever just became a member, please do me a favor. Whoever just became a member, you just got gifted with some positivity, pay it forward. All right. Give somebody a hug today, a high five, a compliment, open the door for somebody, make them a cup of coffee, whatever it may be. Just do something positive for somebody else because Tipsy just gave you something positive. Vintage, thank you so much. It made me sad too. Can you imagine what an epic fight had they been the same age at the same time? It felt like elder elder abuse. That's what it just felt like to me. Like it's like Biden and Trump, that whole debate. It just felt like, oh wow, Biden slipping. This is not you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I guess the next fight that Jake Paul gonna have is gonna be with Biden. Like real talk. You're just gonna pull out all the old cats and fight them all? Come on, y'all. Come on. And then, but at the end of the fight, I just got to say this really quick. At the end of the fight, I give him mad respect, Jake, because he could have done some more damage to Mike Tyson, but he didn't. He just kind of like the last 10 seconds, he just gave him his respect. He's like, I'm bound to you, mad respect. And then everything was fine because the whole thing was an act. I'm sure that slap that happened the night before from Mike Tyson was planned. Sorry, I just don't believe the hype anymore. I just don't. And I'm not going to fall for it unless he's actually fighting a real fighter. Then I will watch. But I'm done. Yeah, it'd have to be Paul versus Joe Biden. Jake Paul versus Joe Biden. And the whole fight, Biden would be walking into the wrong corner at the end of every round. No, man, you're that way. Oh, okay. Ice cream. But let's go on. Rianne, thank you so much. Princess Bell says, hey, yo, to everyone. Hey, Princess Bell, how you doing? My kitty loves watching and listening to Pascal. As soon as she hears your voice, she just knows and comes sits next to me. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, Pascal. You too, Rianne. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. All right, guys, we're going to get back into it, okay? But again, Shelly, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so very much. We're going to get into the stuff. I just had to get that off my chest. I said I was going to talk about it, and I forgot. I was busy entertaining you guys and giving you guys the information. But at the same time, Jake Paul needs to find some real fighters. And if it means that the boxing is really that gone, it has really been that it's past its prime, then maybe he needs to go into MMA fighting. Because that's where it's all at, to be completely real. But I love boxing. I love boxing. And grew up loving it. Grew up loving Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr. I mean, all the heavy hitters. All of them. But yeah, it's kind of falling apart. So let's get back into this, okay? Just don't believe the hype anymore, guys. Really don't. It's enough now. It's already been fool me once, Shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. It's already been shame on us like 3 other times. Every other fight he's had has been some sort of thing, except for Tyson Fury's brother. Other than that, it's been legacy fights with dinosaurs. No disrespect. With antiques. Real talk. You got dial-up versus Wi-Fi. It's not the same. And we all think, oh, they're about to get lit. Logan Paul versus Mayweather. What happened there? What happened there? Ain't nothing but two guys, 2 sweaty men dancing together. That's all we saw. If I really wanted to see that, I'd watch Brokeback Mountain. So what's the point? I can't quit you. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect. Okay. I can't quit you. So let's get back into this, shall we? Speaking of Brokeback, that's what's happening in jail for Diddy right now. Diddy's probably having a great time. All up in it. Raw, hard-boiled eggs. Let's get back into this. So as I was saying, he was urging his family members and others to not only create a narrative out there to influence a potential jury pool, but also potential witnesses and victims as well. So Diddy been busy. Long story short, he's been busy. So the defendant has shown repeatedly, and we're going to be looking at the paperwork here too, all right? But the defendant has shown repeatedly, even while in custody, that he will flagrantly and repeatedly flout rules in order to improperly impact the outcome of his case. The defendant has shown, in other words, that he cannot be trusted to abide by rules or conditions. This is what the prosecutors wrote in a submission that contained redactions. So, prosecutors wrote that it could be inferred from his behavior that Combs wants to blackmail victims and witnesses into silence or into providing testimony helpful to his defense. Lawyers for Combs did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Prosecutors said Combs, 55, began breaking the rules almost as soon as he was detained at the MDC in Brooklyn after his arrest in September. He has pleaded not guilty, which we already know, that he coerced and aided women for years with the aid of a network of associates and employees while silencing victims through blackmail and violence, including taking of people, arson, and physical attacks. 2 judges have concluded he is a danger to the community and is a risk. He's a flight risk. His lawyers recently made a 3rd request for bail after the rejections of 2 previous attempts, including a $50 million bail proposal. In the request, they cited changed circumstances. Changed circumstances, including new evidence, which they made it sensible to release Combs so he can better prepare for his May 5th Cinco de Mayo trial. But prosecutors said defense lawyers created their latest bail proposal using some evidence prosecutors turned over to them, and the new material was already known to defense lawyers when they made previous bail applications. In their submission to a judge, prosecutors said Combs' behavior in jail shows he must remain locked up. For instance, they said Combs has enlisted family members to plan and carry out social media campaigns around his birthday. Oh, interesting, right? with the intention of influencing the potential jury in this criminal proceeding. He encouraged his children to post a video to their social media accounts showing them gathered to celebrate his birthday, they said. Afterward, he monitored the analytics, including audience engagement from the jail. Now let me ask you something. If you don't have access to all that ish, how do you get that? How did he get that? How was he able to go and do all that? Think about it for a second, baby. You telling me so he had access to some sort of phone, some sort of burner, so he could see the analytics and audience engagement from jail? He's in jail. He's not allowed to do that. And explicitly discussed with his family how to ensure that the video had his desired effect on potential jury members in this case, they said. Wow. Yeah, later, Associated Press. Anyway, the government also alleged Combs, during other calls, made clear his intention to anonymously publish information that he thought would help his defense against the charges. Uh-oh. See, there's so many of these. So many of the dun-dun-dun, because there's so much stuff. He is messing with stuff. If what they're claiming is true, he is definitely trying to mess with stuff. But you got to remember, this is also somebody who has cultivated over decades a brand, a look, a vibe. And now all of it is being tarnished. His whole obsession and focus has been nothing but trying to get on the side of the general public, on the good side. Now he's being thrust right over to the dark side, to the bad side, and I'm sure that is the thing that's keeping him up at night. That's the main thing that's keeping him up at night. He don't give a damn about anything else. What he gives a damn about is his rep. It's his reputation. That's all he gives a damn about. If you're wondering where that comes from, that is Cassius from Othello. My reputation. That's all he gives a damn about. He only cares about his reputation. It's what the streets are saying, not anything else. And what's interesting also is not like he's like, man, I can't believe I did what I'm ashamed of what I did myself, putting my hands on this woman or these women or doing any of those things. No, he's not worried about that. He's worried at the fact that it got leaked. He's worried about that information being out there because it tarnishes his brand. And that's exactly what he's here losing his mind about right here as well. So he was his intention to anonymously publish information. So that's another thing. Just another thing, we got to put a bee in your bonnet real quick. That means he could be putting out little people out here that are getting paid to talk ish or to try to muck up the narrative out here in these streets. So it's I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it because there's gonna be a lot of this today. But yeah, that's another one. Because now we're in the situation of who's getting paid, who's the mole. Everyone's a suspect now. Interesting, right? Who could those people be? Just saying, who done it? Was it the butler? Was it the maid? So who's out here talking ish, or who's leaking information? What's true and what's not? Think about it, guys. Think about it. Going on, the defendant's efforts to obstruct the integrity of this proceeding also includes relentless efforts to contact potential witnesses, including victims of his A, who could provide powerful testimony against him. And that's what they are saying. And that's very interesting because at the end of the day, baby, when it comes to this, it still makes you wonder, could this actually be real?
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Wouldn't it be funny if the entire time he was talking normal? He's talking like, yeah, you know, we did this, then and you know, I'm learning how to paint right now, trying to learn how to draw because there's nothing else to do. You know, I've done like 15 different puzzles, you know, and they all come out looking like Mickey Mouse. I'm getting tired of it. I ain't got nothing else better to do. I'm trying to read some books, but half the pages of these books have been ripped out because people are using them to blow their noses in it. I don't know what to do. But what I need you to know is I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes. What? I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes and all the plastics. Then I need you to let people know that the release of that Netflix movie is coming out a little bit earlier. Oh, for real, Dad? Yeah. But other than that, everything else is cool. You know what I'm saying? We out here, the food is terrible. I can't sleep. It's cold as hell. I don't even get a pillow, man. You know what I'm saying? But what I really need you to know is that the soap on the bottom shelf of the yacht is moldy. And then I need you to bury the dog bones in the pet cemetery because Stephen King has some messages in his new book. Okay, Dad. So yeah, how is everything else going for you? Is everything good? Y'all Gucci? Is everything all right? You need anything? You know what I'm saying? You guys good with money and everything? Like that's what it feels like now. And I mean, if I'm gonna be real, if that is real, and if he really talks that slow, I'm sorry. If I was his son, I'd be, huh? What you say, Pop? What you say? What? What pizza boxes? You know what I'm saying? It's like he's moving through molasses. Slow as hell. So I'm just saying. Just making up code words. So if you were a prosecutor, you listen to all this stuff, he's talking pretty fast, and all of a sudden he just slows down. I need you to get rid. Then clearly something's up. If this audio is real, then clearly something is up. Now we got to look at the paperwork here. Real talk, we got to look at this paperwork. But dear God, like you can't be that dumb. Can you be that dumb? Excuse me. Can you be that dumb? I guess you can. But first off, because we're not going to read the whole doggone, like the whole thing, because I think it's like 30 pages. Okay. And yeah, see, Annie Mac, I agree. It doesn't really sound like the dude. Personally, it doesn't sound like the dude to me. Like it is sort of, but it feels like if AI was trying to mimic Diddy's voice, there you go. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it is AI. But like I said before, when we've talked about Micah Miller, excuse me, Micah Francis as well, and everybody and their mama saying that 911 call is AI. If that's AI, then they must have the bootleg version. They may have the Tubi version of AI right there, y'all. I'm just saying. Because this is some of y'all think Micah Miller's voice is AI on that 911 call. And it sounds authentically her. And then you listen to this. This sounds like what AI would be doing, like an AI parody of AI. Real talk. AI is parodying itself. Just saying. All right. But moving on. Moving on, though. Real quick, though, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Make your presence known in the chat, please, and thank you. Go and, of course, let's see where we're at with the likes, though. Let's see where we're at first before I start. Okay. You know what? Let's get to 800 likes. 800 likes. A like don't cost a thing. So hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscription. Subscribe. Please and thank you. And of course, I'm going to pin this to the top of the chat right now. If you want to contribute there too, that'd be greatly appreciated. I have a GoFundMe that I'm putting together. I'm putting together a holiday show right now, literally. So please, if you can, submit or, contribute. A little goes a long way. You got $5, you got $10, you got $1, you got $100. It doesn't matter. If you can, that'd be greatly appreciated. We could really use the support we're trying something new this year. Yeah. And I'm excited about it. So check it out. Okay. Subscribe, hit that like button, hit that follow button if you're watching over here as well. Please and thank you. All right. Let's get into this. We got some paperwork we have got to get into. All right. So actually, hold on. Let me see this. Cuz let me do this instead. Getting a little help from some friends, so I appreciate that. Let me see what the story is. Okay. Hold on, make sure I'm... All right, so we got some highlighted pieces because, like I said, I didn't want to go through like 30 doggone pages live and all that. It's a lot of jargon and stuff to look at, but let's get into some of this. So it says specifically, while in custody at the MDC, the defendant has repeatedly communicated with others in ways that violate BOP rules and are designed to evade BOP and law enforcement monitoring, including, as described below, using PAC numbers belonging to other inmates to make calls, using three-way calls to contact other individuals, including individuals who are not on his approved contact list, and using an unauthorized third-party communication system to send messages to numerous individuals, including unauthorized contacts. So he's using other inmates' phones to make three-way phone calls. Three-way phone calls, guys. You guys are dirty. Y'all are dirty. Three-way phone calls so that he can contact other individuals that are not on his actual contact list. So he's trying to find a way to maneuver around certain things so he could talk to people and be like, yeah, I need you to go and talk to such and such. I need you to reach out to this person and that person. He's calling up Christian and Christian's calling the minion. And then he's having a phone call through the minion or to the minion through his son or one of his family members or somebody who's on his contact list. Ain't that about a shut your mouth? Moving on. The government has reviewed dozens of recordings of BOP jail calls in which the defendant uses telephone accounts of at least 8 other inmates. 8 other inmates. Do you understand? He's been using the telephone accounts of 8 other inmates so that he doesn't get caught. This dude is done. He is so done. If the judge says, well, yep, we're going to grant him bail. After him asking so many times, that $50 million just sounds so tantalizing for the state. So let's go ahead and grant him bail. Hell no. After this, you can't deny this stuff. He's calling on other people's phone calls, thinking of phone numbers and other people's phone accounts, thinking that he's not going to get detected. Are you kidding me? The whole point is so that they can monitor everything. Doesn't matter. You think that the guy who's like sitting there going, literally the guy on the phone, his name is Sam. Yes, love it. Love you, mommy. Love you. And then all of a sudden, suddenly Sam's phone code account is used. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes. Next phone call. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love you so much, Michael. Michael, I miss you. I miss you so much. Yes, it's Sam. Oh my God. Come on, guys. Next phone call. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I need you to get rid of all the plastics and the soap from the bottom shelf of my yacht. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Do they sound the same? You know what I'm saying? Because he gave Sam an extra candy bar or something like that for his phone account. You don't think that they're listening to everything? The jail ain't dumb. And the prosecutors of the state are going to be watching this like a mug. So why would he do that? He's dumb. And then he's calling other people through those phone calls and going, Christian, I need you to call such and such, all right? And then he calls that minion, and then Christian is just the listening ear on the phone. As he's telling the minion, I need you to go to such and such place with this witness because she needs an offer right now. Or I need you to I need you to go and take care of something. Come on, y'all. It's dumb. Oh, he's dumb. He's dumb and he's finished. He's finished. Okay? Mortal Kombat finished him. He's done. He's not getting out. If any of this is true, he's not getting out. Seemingly to avoid law enforcement monitoring, the defendant uses other PAC numbers to make phone calls to both individuals on the defendant's approved contact list, as well as other individuals who are not on the approved contact list. To obtain or maintain access to other inmates' PAC numbers, the defendant directs others to pay the inmates, including through payment processing apps and BOP commissary account deposits. So he's like, yeah, I love me some Snickers bars, but I don't have enough of my commissary. Well, then, hey, man, yo, listen, I will hook you up, bruh. You'll have all the Snickers bars you'll ever want. Just let me get that phone number, though. Let me just use that code. And my son will make sure you are fat with Snickers bars. Now, ain't that something? You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Or what's your Vimeo? What's your Zelle? What's your Cash App? What's your PayPal? I got you. I'll send it to your kids. Because for a fact your kids need that money right now while you're locked up. Talk to me, bruh. I just need that phone number for at least 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I'll give you a hundo. And I'll make sure you're straight. So the defendant knows this is against BOP regulations. At the outset, sorry, hold on. Do I have it? Nope. At the outset of each telephone call, the inmate is prompted to enter his, nope, wrong one. Enter his PAC number, after which an automated recording announces sharing of PAC numbers is against BAP policy and is subject to disciplinary action. So you already hear that they're saying you better not be sharing using this another person's account number when you're making this phone call, or you're going to get in trouble. Here's a little warning. Right? But he's still doing it. Three-way calling. Dirty mother lovers. Dirty birds. Let's get into this. So the defendant also frequently instructs individuals whom he contacts by phone, including family members and his attorneys, to add other individuals via three-way call. This practice is also not authorized by BOP, as it helps conceal the identities of the contacted individuals. Like I said earlier, hey, Christian, call this minion. And he calls that minion through Christian's phone call, through Christian. And then he's able to bark orders at that guy. I needed to do this. I needed to do that. And give me a pack of Fruity Bubblicious. Moving on, the government has reviewed multiple calls in which the defendant has instructed others to dial in third parties, including members and associates of the enterprise and individuals who are not on the defendant's contact list. Come on, guys. Come on. He is so mother loving done. It's redunculous. He is so mother loving done. It's redunculous. It's redunculous. Okay? He's done. He's done. But actually, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right. Okay? So we're gonna get over to 18. Okay? Because there's more to this, and I think it'll just be easier to go through this way. All right, so let's take a look at this. So moving on. Whoops. It's wrong. Oh, that's why. Hold on, guys. So the other inmates, the three-way calling. So let's get into this piece. So non-authorized messaging services. So in addition to flouting the flouting BOP rules regarding phone use, the defendant also uses a non-authorized third-party messaging service called Contact Me ASAP to obscure his communications. What? So he's now using some random app to contact people ASAP. How great description, Pascal. Great description. But very interesting, right? He's using a third-party messaging service that's not like a text message or anything like that. It's like it sounds like a WhatsApp type thing, right? Called Contact Me ASAP. How is he doing that if he's not allowed to have a phone? Like I said, that's weird. So defendant appears to be using two Contact Me ASAP accounts. First, the defendant's BOP contact list includes a particular email address, email such and such, assigned to the defendant's son, which does not appear to be an account owned by the defendant's son, but instead appears to be an email address connected, to Contact Me ASAP. Second, the defendant appears to be using another inmate's Contact Me ASAP account. What the fuck? Primarily using email one, the one that is assigned to his son. Okay. The defendant has exchanged hundreds of text messages via Contact Me ASAP with dozens of individuals, including attorneys and individuals who are not on the defendant's contact list. So who are you talking to then, baby? The defendant repeated circumvention of BOP regulations, starting almost immediately after arriving at MDC, speaks volumes about his ability to comply with any conditions of release. Even more concerning, however, is the defendant's use of these unauthorized methods of communication to continue his efforts to obstruct and subvert this criminal proceeding. The defendant's intentions are reflected in his own words on BOP calls with a network of family members and associates whom the defendant has tasked with executing his will. On multiple calls, often using the PAC numbers of other inmates, the defendant is explicit about his intention to use public statements to alter public perception and such. The defendant leaves no doubt that the narrative he wants to, display is the potential jury pool's perception of this criminal proceeding. So examples of these efforts are plentiful. And of course, these are all the examples or some examples. Moving on. I guess there's some phone calls he made. And he's like, well, there was this call, there was this text message, there was this, that, and the third. This is not good. Now, at 2:45 for 45 minutes, all right, on this call, notably, the defendant continued these efforts after the court's October 25th order, requested by the defense prohibiting exactly this sort of conduct. After the court entered the order, the defendant enlisted family members to plan and execute a social media campaign around the defendant's birthday with the intention of influencing the potential jury in this criminal proceeding. At the defendant's carefully curated direction, the defendant's children posted a video to their respective social media accounts showing the defendant's children gathered to celebrate the defendant's birthday. Diddy, from within the MDC, then monitored the analytics, i.e., for example, audience engagement, and explicitly discussed with his family how to ensure that the video had his desired effect on potential jury members in this case. Then there's another example of I'm sure maybe a text message or a phone call. Then there's another one of another phone call. All right. Besides flagrantly violating the court's October 25th, 2022 order prohibiting this kind of interference with a fair trial, the defendant's own words make clear that his intent is to improperly influence the jury pool in this criminal proceeding. Oh, he's done. Do you understand? They have it caught on audio. Him sitting there saying, like, literally, I feel like he's literally saying out loud verbatim, yeah, I just want to throw off all people that could potentially be jury members of this trial. I just want to improperly influence the jury pool in this criminal proceeding. Yeah. We ain't done. We still going. And yeah, can't stop, won't stop. Oh my God. Mr. Take That is in some serious trouble because he's dumb. He's dumb. He's dumb. For being such a genius, or being helmed a genius in his own right, he's being very, very dumb. If this is any way true, he's being absolutely sloppy. He is being dumb. He is not using that genius brain of his. This is bad. He is not getting out anytime soon. If this comes out as true, which I believe is true, why would the prosecution put this stuff out? Why would the feds waste their time to be like, yeah, and then there were raw hard-boiled eggs that were used in cell block C, and no, they're not going to make things up like that. They're going to say we have hard evidence. He is literally saying these things in text messages, emails, phone calls being used on other inmates' accounts. This dude done. You know what's really frustrating me about this is that any chance of him trying to prove any semblance of innocence is now getting washed away. because of him doing stupid-ish like he's being accused of doing. Like he's been accused of doing this entire doggone time. Ain't that something? We got more because they said the defendant does not stop there. Can't stop, won't stop. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But hold on. Sonia, thank you so much. Welcome to the family, Sonia. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. But see, Tip, you ain't wrong. Tip, he's sneaky as hell. But this also shows you what kind of person we've been dealing with. Hiding in plain sight. As much as he's sitting here going, oh, no, I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. No, that was because we were on substances. It was because of addiction. All those things that he's been saying about Cassie and the video. He's like, nah, it's because it was because of addiction. It was just bad. We were addicted to things. We were heavily onto things right then. He doesn't say, oh, man, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I got caught. I can't believe I even did that. And shame on me. No, he's not doing that. He goes, man, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that that even got out. I'm surprised that that's out there and everyone knows the truth. He doesn't care. He's more concerned about his rep. He doesn't care about being caught putting his hands on Cassie. All these allegations that have been coming out, all these lawsuits that are just coming at him like a tidal wave. He doesn't care about that. He just cares about his rep. And that's really, really sad. Let's move on. But it says, Diddy can't stop, won't stop. From there, during other calls, the defendant makes clear his intention to anonymously publish information that he thinks will help his defense in this case. I'm sorry, but that's another. Do you realize how bad that is? Because if he's anonymously finding a way to get information out there, publish information, it could be misinformation. It could be lies. It could be bold-faced lies. You understand that? So wherever that information is, if that information, some information has already been out, who's leaking that information? Who's putting out that stuff? You see what I'm saying? It's an opportunity to throw out a different narrative and try to mess with the whole situation. Rock this whole thing to its very core, to the point where people go, I don't even know what the truth is anymore. Am I even alive? Am I even a person? What's going on? Are those two people who made me really my parents? You know what I'm saying? It's getting to that place. He wants to mess it up so bad that we don't even know what's reality and what's not. Real talk. That's the potential of this situation. Scary. And there could be moles out here getting paid by Diddy. I'm not saying that has happened yet, but there could potentially be. Just trying to throw things off so that the public sways back over to him. Moving on. The defendant's efforts to anonymously leak video favorable to his defense in this case show that he is using his so-called public relations strategy to influence this criminal case. Hold on, I got to reread that one more time because that's the first time I've seen that. The defendant's efforts to anonymously leak video favorable to his defense in this case show that he is using his so-called public relations strategy to influence this criminal case. Anonymously leak video favorable to his defense. What is that? Has it been out? Do we know about this video? This said leaked video? Huh. Is it the video? Is it this-ish?
Yeah, did Jay reach? Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone.
Is it that? Hold on, though. Because even so, Donnie just said something, too. Yes, Donnie, sub. Donnie, not Wahlberg. Okay, all right. Nicole forever. But anyway, that's a deep cut. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. If you do, I'm impressed. Nicole forever. It's Mark Wahlberg, not Donnie Wahlberg. Sorry, but Mark Wahlberg. Nicole forever. Anyway, moving on. Favorable? That's what I want to know. What is this video that's supposed to be leaked that's supposed to be favorable for the diddler? That's what I'd like to know as well. Moving on, though. The defendant's efforts to obstruct the integrity of this proceeding also includes relentless efforts to contact potential witnesses. Bingo! Including victims of his A, who could provide powerful testimony against him. For example, on October 4th, 2024, in a call involving the defendant and one of his oldest sons, the defendant said, "Ugh." So he probably said, "I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes." And but he said something to somebody. He probably said, "I need you to get in contact with Kalina and tell her to do that an interview on a podcast real quick to throw everybody off real quick. I need somebody out here to sing my praises real quick. So call up one of these witnesses and get them out there talking on my behalf." All right, son? That's what it seems like. Okay, and another call, he said, "Bleh." Another one, "Bleh." And that's a lot. That's a big black block right there. Just a blow. Continuing on, all ridiculous redaction. Moving on, provides the clear inference that the defendant or Diddy's goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or providing testimony helpful to his case. Today's theme is dun dun dun. If you just didn't know, now you know. Oh, now here's the thing. Very interesting stuff so far. Very, very interesting stuff so far. Hold on, let me see something here. Woo, let me try something here. I'm going to try something here. Setting a goal. Okay. I put up a goal real quick. All right. Now, this is very, very interesting nonetheless. All right. And I'm going to get to those super chats and those new members, which is great. I love seeing new members. I appreciate you guys. I'll get to them, I promise. All right. But it's very, very interesting that he's saying that it's straight up is tampering with witnesses, tampering with victims, tampering with potential jurors, because he's trying to put that narrative out there that he's a good man, that he's innocent. SA was the case that they gave me. I mean, it's really crazy to think of all this. Real talk. Yes, Tip, to apply pressure. Nothing but pressure on all these people. That's some scary stuff. The defendant is a danger to others. Duh. In addition to failing to meaningfully contend with the ongoing risk of obstruction the defendant poses, he also spends no time addressing the significant acts of physical violence that the government highlighted at the initial hearing, which led Judge Carter to conclude the defendant is, quote unquote, a danger to the safety of others in the community more generally by clear and convincing evidence. Indeed, as the record before this court makes clear, the defendant's long history of violence demonstrates his dangerousness. That sounds like something I would say. He says his violence demonstrates nothing but his dangerousness. But yes. Moreover, contrary to the defendant's claim that the evidence is, quote unquote, thin, evidence supporting the defendant's long history of A, including witness testimony, communications, photos, and videos, police reports, and other materials, demonstrates the strength of the government's case against the defendant, a factor considered by the court under this filing. As charged in the indictment, The defendant has engaged in physical S and emotional A of his romantic partners for years. The defendant also engaged in acts of violence directed towards his employees and many others, including taking of people, arson, and physical violence, such as throwing objects at people, throwing people down, and all these things that people do to inflict pain. Long story short, when somebody's getting attacked, he just attacked people viciously. Multiple witnesses, including the defendant's employees and others, observed or experienced the defendant's violence firsthand. The defendant's acts of violence show there is no condition or combination of conditions that will adequately safeguard others and the community. The danger, I think, is quite serious. There have been weapons around. There have been significant violence. And I also think that it's significant that there has, I think, been a proffer of significant evidence of coercion of witnesses. Another piece, I also find that the government has proven that the defendant is a danger to the safety of others in the community more generally by clear and convincing evidence. While far from the only example, the video, again, they say, while far from the only example. So that means they have more than just this video of that attack at the Intercontinental Hotel in March of 2016, discussed at length in both previous hearings, puts the defendant, Diddy's dangerousness on full display. Although defense counsel conceded that the incident was relevant to the judge's determination of dangerousness, the defendant fails to address it with respect to the present motion. Instead, he repeats his prior characterization of the defendant's relationship with Cassie, victim one, they call it, her, in this filing, as quote unquote complex and at times quote unquote toxic, and pivots to the defendant's philanthropic endeavors and family relationships in an effort to distract. But the defendant's personal relationships and charity work does not neutralize or erase the video evidence showing the defendant attacking a female victim and doing all these crazy things, throwing a vase at her, and of course, using his feet on her. Got to use these code words. I know it's annoying, but it is what it is. In sum, the defendant cannot walk away from the clear record in this case. His inability to explain away his long history of violence, including that video, the hotel video, captured on film, is a fatal blow to his application for release. The defendant's extensive history of violence makes him a danger to those around him, and the safety of the community cannot be ensured short of his continued detention. Now, of course, they put out this other case noting that a willingness to strike loved ones offers probative evidence of tendency to violence and dangerousness to others, which they are absolutely right. If he's willing to do it to this person, who's to say he's not willing to do it to other people as well? He's doing it to the people that he loves. You know for a fact he's doing it to other people too. The defendant continues to pose a risk of flight. I'm sorry. And yes, he is a flight risk. I think we all can agree on that, all right? If you've been sleeping under a rock, let me just say this. He still has his private jet. Of course, he's claimed that he's trying to sell it, but he still has his private jet. You know for a fact he could just go creep up on there and go, here, I'll give you a bag. Let's fly. Let's get out of here. I got a meeting with Russell tomorrow. We're going to be doing yoga moves and sun salutations in Indonesia. So I need to be there by the time the sun comes up. Real talk. He can leave. He can bounce. The defendant has not rebutted the presumption that there are no conditions to assure his future appearance, given the fact that the defendant faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years of imprisonment and a statutory maximum sentence of life imprisonment. So he's looking at as little as 15. He's looking at as little as 15 years in prison, all the way to a whole life sentence. That's some serious stuff. So let's skip through this. The steeper potential sentence, the more probable the flight risk is, especially considering the strong case of the government. Yes, citation omitted. All right. In this case, the defendant has incentive to flee, given the potential punishment and the nature of the evidence that will be presented at trial, and has nearly limitless resources to facilitate his flight. While counsel took steps to mitigate the defendant's substantial risk of flight before the incident, or before the indictment, the defendant's incentives have changed materially now that he faces the very real possibility of a substantial term of incarceration. Absolutely. If he stays locked up, or if he knows that he's looking at 15 to life in prison, if every single count sticks, yeah. And he got a lot of money, he could throw somebody a bag and say, hey, man, you fly me out here, you could start a whole new life somewhere else. You fly with me, you can't come back either. But I'll give you enough money that you can live off on for the rest of your natural life. What you think? I'm sure somebody gonna be like, where are we flying to, bruh? Come on now. Or it'll be like JFK Jr. He'll just suddenly disappear in the ocean. Sorry, but... And then everybody and their mama is gonna still sit here and go, no, he's still alive. Trust me. Or like that MH370 plane. They're just gonna fly and just disappear. Like that. Boom. Gone. Just saying. The defendant's new proposed bail package is insufficient. In the face of the significant evidence that the defendant poses a risk of obstruction, a danger to the community, and a risk of non-appearance, the defendant's proposed updated bail package is woefully insufficient. As discussed, the defendant has shown repeatedly, even while in custody, that he will flagrantly and repeatedly flout rules in order to improperly impact the outcome of his case. The defendant has shown, in other words, that he cannot be trusted to abide by rules or conditions. Yeah, he's doing everything by any means necessary to get himself out of this situation, and he is definitely not abiding by any type of rules. We already know that now. And like I said, they got him caught on tape doing these things on other people's accounts because he thinks he's slick. While the proposed conditions suggest the defendant will have no access to phones or the internet except for calls with counsel, okay, this is insufficient to ensure that the defendant will cease engaging in unauthorized or inappropriate communications through third parties. Absolutely. If he can do it while he's locked up, calling up his son, and then his son calling that minion, who's to say that he can't do the same doggone thing while he's in his lavish home on Star Island? He can still do the same doggone thing. It doesn't matter. The defendant is already doing just that against BOP regulations. If the defendant cannot abide by rules in the highly restrictive setting at MDC, there's no reason he should be trusted to abide by the court's conditions in a less restrictive setting. Furthermore, the defendant's proposal to restrict visitors to select family members is also insufficient. Since being in custody, the defendant has deployed family members to carry out obstructive conduct on his behalf. Absolutely. And we already talked about that. So imagine if he was free. Imagine if he was out on bail and his kids are still doing his bidding. As evidenced in jail calls, the defendant asks family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses create quote unquote narratives to influence the jury pool, and pursue marketing strategies to sway public opinion. By the way, them trying to sway public opinion, it ain't working. Last I checked, it ain't working. Moving on, the defendant's emphasis on 24/7 private security is also problematic, and it's a bold-faced lie. Somebody going to be in there that's going to be an enabler, or somebody who's going to be some kiss ass, some sort of sycophantic mother lover. There's always going to be the one that's really, on their P's and Q's, that's just a Boy Scout and will not play with Diddy. But his shift isn't forever. There will always be somebody who's a little bit more lenient on certain things. Watch, especially given the fact that he is a celebrity. And if he promises this guy a bunch of stuff, and if he's able to manipulate and use his charisma, somebody going to slip. One of these security guys is going to slip and be like, yeah, you can bring her in. That's fine. Yeah, y'all can. I'll be in the other room. Yeah, I'll be in earshot, but, do what you need to do, bro. Like, I didn't see it. Trust. Here's a stack, bro. I appreciate you, homie. It's terrible. So the defendant demonstrated an uncanny ability to get others to do his bidding. There it is. Employees, family members, and MDC inmates alike. Yeah, you got people going up to him, or he's going up to people in MDC being like, yo, let me give you some money. Let me use your phone number. I'll make sure my people wire this money to you or put this in your commissary so you can get a lifeline, a lifetime of Snickers bars. Real talk. There's no reason to believe that private security personnel would be immune. So moving on. At any rate, the defendant's private jail proposal at best elaborately replicates a detention facility without the confidence of security such a facility instills. Moreover, the Second Circuit has expressly decried attempts like the defendants to pay his way out of detention. The defendant's updated proposal simply does not alleviate the risk of danger, obstruction, and flight, particularly in light of the defendant's inability to comply with BOP regulations and his efforts to engage in obstructive conduct even while subject to monitoring at the MDC. Yeah, he's being completely dumb. So in conclusion, he's dumb, but they say for reasons set forth above, the defendant's renewed motion for bail should be denied. And this is respectfully signed by Damian Williams, United States Attorney Damian Williams, the one who came up and did that whole mind-blowing press conference, the initial press conference that we all seen and have experienced with our own two eyes. This is some crazy stuff, but to say that this is inaccurate would be dumb. They're doing their due diligence. I love when criminals are dumb because it's a lot of fun to poke fun of them, poke fun at them, and do all that and make fun of all the jokes, or pull out all the jokes and have a great time. But at the same time, there's a lot of seriousness that's going on here. Next Friday, if Diddy gets let go, we're in a world of trouble. And I'm not talking about us. We gonna be fine. All of us out here, we gonna be Gucci. I'm talking about the ones that are the victims, the witnesses, the people that are working for him. Remember, they also said in this filing, lawsuits of, interviews, testimonies from not only just witnesses and victims. They're talking about people that work close to him and all that. They have a trove of information and a trove of videos that they have, not only just of him putting his hands on Just Cassie. From what they say in here, it alludes that they have other things of him showing his violent nature, caught on film. So if this is 110% true, Diddy's in some serious trouble. As everyone says, Diddy's done. He's finished. He's finished. And if they're able to present this stuff in federal court during this bail appeal hearing, which some people say it's his third, some people say it's his fourth. I guess this is his third official attempt. This judge, if they have any brain cells in their noggin, they're going to say denied. And I can't emphasize or I can't even urge that enough. Because again, if prosecution really does have this, and that is true, all this stuff that they're talking about here, this could be very, very bad. And this could be very, very bad for any person that is out here that's a victim or a witness that has been waiting for their moment to tell their side of the truth, to speak out and be heard. You got to remember, all of these people that want to step forward, that are still scared to step forward, could suddenly disappear because of Diddy's influence. And what's even crazy is that his influence still leaks out from jail. So imagine if he was free, still being able to do this thing. What's really great about this is that they're able to monitor everything while he's in jail. You got to remember that too. They're able to monitor all of this while he's in jail. Imagine what it would be like if he's got burner phones and all that stuff that he's trying to make phone calls off of and all that somewhere else while out on bail. He's trying to be slick. And that's what we're seeing here. This dude trying to be so freaking slick. It's not good. It's not good. But let's continue on. Kimberly in Japan, Pascal Claus is coming to town. Yes, I am. Okay. We got a really fun holiday show coming up, so I'm really looking forward to it. So check it out. The GoFundMe is at the top of the chat. Go check it out and contribute if you can. So I got a bunch of new members, so I'm going to go through these pretty quick. But again, welcome to the family, Sonia, Donnie, Wanda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family, all three of you guys. Kimberly to Japan, thank you so much for gifting one membership. And Donnie, thank you so much for gifting one membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And welcome to the family, all you new members that have become members today. I appreciate that. Pay it forward. That's all I ask. Very simple ask. Okay. Let me put this title up here so you guys can see that. Obstruction of justice. That's so crazy. Boy. Jasmine, thank you so much for being a member for the past month. Thank you, Pascal, for keeping us informed and, more importantly, entertained. Yeah, I'm trying to do what I do. You know what I mean? Just trying to have fun and get you guys the information, because it can be really boring if you just, don't get me wrong. There's an avenue for all that just dry, here's the facts and all that. There's an avenue for that. I'm not knocking that. I appreciate those shows and those channels and all that too, because sometimes you just want to get the facts. But I don't know. Sometimes it's a lot easier to absorb the information when there's a little bit of entertainment in there too. So, just trying to keep it light. Well, not trying to keep it light, but just trying to keep it somewhat fun. Because talking about this kind of stuff is terrible. Real talk. It's terrible. I think we all don't like talking about this stuff, but it's crazy that it's actually happening in real time. You know what I'm saying? This is actually happening in real time. So all this time while he's been locked up, he's been plotting. He's been plotting something, which is crazy. All right. But we're going to see what happens here. Continuing on, Music Lover, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But again, I'm going to ask you guys, Do you think that that audio is real? The prison phone call. Now, the other thing too is, let me answer this. Okay. Jay just said this. I'm sick of the hate against Diddy. Okay. Let me talk about that. I understand and fully embrace the people that are on the side of Diddy is innocent. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't know everything. We don't know the truth of anything. We don't know what the prosecution has. We don't know if those are all consensual videotapes. We don't know if there's just only one video showing him putting his hands on Cassie. That's very true. We don't know. We have to err on the side of that. We also have to understand that the court of public opinion has pretty much made up their mind and said this man guilty as hell. Him guilty, right? But I also need to point something out to any person out there that's sitting there going like, I'm sick and tired of it. You know, let this man free Diddy, all that stuff. Let me tell you, when things like this are popping up, like this title, the 30-page document that's out here that we read a good portion of, we just kind of read through the facts. Do you realize that this, if it's true, does not shed a good light for Diddy? It just shows manipulation. I want to make that abundantly clear, and thank you so much for the swan. That was a new one on TikTok. Thank you. I've never seen that before. That was new. Thank you. But I want you to remember, with all due respect, every single last one of y'all that are on the free Diddy train, this type of behavior that he's doing, that he's alleged of doing, does not help his innocence. It makes it seem like he's more of a criminal or that he's trying to cover something up. His phone calls should entail nothing but him losing his mind because he is innocent. Not, hey, I need you to go out here and put this information out so that you know that so that the people can sway on the side of liking me again. Let's manipulate the narrative. Let's get the court of public opinion swinging back on my side of the fence again, on my side of I'm innocent, so that there's a protest out in the street saying Diddy innocent, free Diddy, free Diddy. Well, this doesn't help him. Stuff like this shows that he's manipulating, shows that he's doing everything he can to lie, to put out false narratives out here and all that. And the sneaky way he's doing it, using other people, other inmates' phone number accounts, so that he can make phone calls to other people, so that those other people, those minions, can go off and intimidate, harass, scare the hell out of potential witnesses and victims. I'm sorry. Any free Diddy person out here, respectfully, I understand where you're coming from, but this does not help his cause at all. If he's innocent, then he needs to be maneuvering out here in these jail streets as such. This type of maneuvering is just straight muckery. And that is suspicious as hell. But what say you guys? What are your thoughts on this? To me, he's finished. They're going to walk right in and the judge is going to hit the gavel like, denied. Sorry, sir. No. We don't even need to hear. No. Defense, we don't even need to hear your argument. We don't even need to hear it. Sorry, court is adjourned. It's been denied. We don't need to waste any more time. We don't. But this is some straight muckery that he did. And he was doing. And again, I'm wondering if, because they said that there's some video out here that was supposed to be leaked. What is that video that's supposed to prove his innocence? What is that video? Because I ain't seen no video except for the pizza boxes and the video of his kids singing happy birthday to him. So what is that video? Then the other piece, what items, what pieces of evidence, or what persons are out here leaking information that's not true just to sway the court of public opinion? That's something I want to know too. Ain't that something, y'all? But I'm telling you right now, the prosecution going to be prosecuting. They're going to be looking. On God, they're going to be looking. And I'm here for it. Nikki, thank you so much for the love from Canada. Thank you. Diddy innocent, he was involved. Diddy innocent, he was involved both Tupac pew-pewings. Diddy innocent. So you're saying Diddy is innocent, but he was involved in both of the Tupac situations? Then he ain't innocent, right? Maybe there was a typo there. Maybe it was a typo. But if he's involved in both, then he ain't innocent, right? So maybe you meant Diddy guilty. But yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering what she meant too. Yay, sorry. So I guess what I said was right. Diddy guilty. He's involved in both Tupac's attempts on his life. The first one, and then of course the one that took Tupac out. There we go. I got you. All right. Yeah, punctuation is kind of needed sometimes, but I see what she was trying to say. Him guilty for sure. Him guilty for sure. Let's keep that a bean, okay? But again, this does not help his cause, guys. Any person that's erring on the side of we need to set him free. He's doing some stupid moves. But here's the thing, though. In a way, I kind of go, please keep being dumb. Please keep making dumb mistakes, because you might lead us to somebody that's going to, one, incarcerate other people, and also solidify your guilt, your involvement. So please, by all means, do that. Keep being dumb, please. You're doing less work for law enforcement. You're doing less work for the state. Crazy stuff indeed. And yes, Lil Patty, we love dumb criminals. But like I said, someone like him, that is some straight muckery that he's doing. And that muckery does not make him look in any way, shape, or form innocent at all. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It means a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, spending the time to talk about this. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do me a favor. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. Please and thank you. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Follow. That'd be awesome. All right. Thank you, Jasmine, for saying it's always a great show. Thank you. You know, I love doing this stuff, especially I love documents too. They're fun. It's fun to riff off those too. But please don't forget to subscribe here. Subscribe. Okay. Subscribe. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe. I'm not asking for much. I'm just a man with a plan, and I'm trying to make those dreams come true. So hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that join button down below as well. Check out my Patreon and my locals. if you want to support. Go check out my GoFundMe. It's pinned at the top of the chat right now. Go check it out. A little bit goes a long way, so contribute if you can. Check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com. We got some really great t-shirts and sweaters, Christmas sweaters and stuff like that. Ready right now. So go to pascalmerch.com and check it out. And make sure those notification bells are set to all. So you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random and a lot of times it is breaking news. So please check it out. Join, subscribe, show some love, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Have a great Saturday. If I don't see you guys, have a great one. Make it a positive one, and we'll be talking very, very soon. All right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.